So guys, welcome back to the channel. And I guess you can call this retro corner. Now this may look new to some people, but believe it or not, it's very, very old. This speaker is, to be exact, is 10 years old to be exact. Came out sometime in 2013. It's called the Logitech p710e. And all I can say about it is that, some tech, when it's made correctly, it lasts for a very, very long time. Now, you may wonder what I personally use this for. Normally conference calls, if I'm on certain Zoom calls, if I'm on Discord, I want to use a speaker rather than my personal speakerphone or my cell phone or anything like that. This is what I normally use. Even when it's hooked up to a computer, well, I have Blue Yetis and many different microphones, so it's not necessary, but I still use it from time to time just to show how good the call quality is, especially if you're looking for something that you can find for dirt cheap online, probably 20 bucks on eBay, maybe less than that at this point. At one point, this thing was like $200, $300. So it goes to show that it was good for its day. Now I do use this hooked up to my Nintendo Switch through the speaker, and I don't have any input lag whatsoever when it comes to sound, which is super surprising, especially for a product that old. But let's review this today together and to show you that, listen, when things are built forward tough, well, maybe not forward, but when things are built tough, they do last. Let's get right into the review and talk about it. So first things first, let's look at this cord. This is the cord that actually comes with it. This is how you charge the cord. Now, this is a heavy speaker. The reason being is because it's a built-in battery inside of it. You're getting about 15 hours of battery life with this. Now, personally, I haven't tested the 15 hours. I have left it on for about 6 hours. I played the game a couple hours, walked away, came back, went to the store, things like that. The speaker was still on. I was still in the game on standby. So it does work, as the description says. And believe it or not, after 10 years, when I purchased it at a pawn shop, it didn't feel like the battery life really died that often, which makes me think that this probably was at one point in someone's office building or their personal business rather than recreational use. Now, with that being said, if you slide this up, believe it or not, this is a spot where your cell phone sits in. So to kind of give you guys an example, this is my cell phone case. My case won't fit in here because my case is very chunky, but the average cell phone would fit in here as is, and it would be on an angle. Now, obviously 10 years ago, phones weren't 6.7 inches and things like that. They were much, much smaller. I would assume that this is more so for a smaller Galaxy or an iPhone. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I wouldn't put my phone in here anyway. I would just use it through Bluetooth. Now, this can apparently connect up to 8 devices, but let's be real here. No one's going to do that unless you're in some type of conference meeting. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to probably plug this up to whatever computer that you're going to use, and that's it. Now, again, I use it for a Nintendo Switch. I have spoken on it also just to see how clear the phone call volume was and to see how clear the call quality was and the volume was, and it lasted pretty well. So when you look at the buttons, this is pretty self-explanatory. You have hang up, you have answer, volume up, volume down, you have mute. Not much to really say about that. On the side, you have a headphone jack. This is your battery indicator, let you know that it's charging. This is how you could put it in Bluetooth sync mode, or you could probably switch between Bluetooth when they say you can sync it up to 8 devices. But again, we're only going to do one device for the video purposes. And this is the power button. Now, for those wondering about the headphone jack right here, very simple explanation. Remember, this is normally hooked up to PCs, laptops, and things like that. So if you're in a Zoom call, if you're having a Discord conversation, if you're having an office meeting, you may not want your call to be heard on speakerphone. So if you plug in a regular headphone jack, it'll plug into this, you'll hear it through the audio, through the headset, but you'll be talking through the speaker, so you'll still get the clear call quality. Or what clarified, or what was clear for 10 years ago. Again, you'd be surprised how clear or how well this microphone holds up versus microphones today, and it just goes to show that most companies just use cheap products and they don't try to actually, what's the word I'm looking for here? Revolutionize call quality. Anyway, with that being said, not much really to show. This is how it looks. Very simplistic, very simple to use. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to sync this in real time. First things first, let's put this in. Let's turn it on. All right, the speaker is on. In order to put it in sync mode, we're going to hold the Bluetooth button. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I want to hold it. All right. I should be in search mode. If it's not, then, you know, I'll just have to wing it and figure that out. It's okay if you see my tablet password. It's a tablet. No one cares. So anywho, I'm going to go into the settings right here. Bluetooth as usual, like most of my other videos. And we're going to, while it's searching for it, I do have some, you know what's funny? I actually recently got a doorbell. What's it called? It's a doorbell. Oh, here we go. Logitech p710e. I'll tell you, let me just say this part. I got a doorbell that I'm going to review soon that's actually water resistant. It has voice changer and other things. It connects through Wi-Fi. So it's a ring bell door cam. And it was sent to me through an email, you know, so I guess you could call it a sponsored video. But like always, I didn't receive any payment. I guess the doorbell is considered the payment. I don't know. But I am going to do that review within the next couple weeks, because with these type of reviews, I want to make sure I get every aspect covered on that review before I give it to the general public and say this is a good to go. But anyway, I rambled enough. It's called the P710e Logitech speakerphone. Going to go ahead and press yes for pair, and it is paired. Now, I want to be honest with you. I probably charged this thing, I want to say, I don't remember the last time I charged it, but I do have it sitting on my desk. And what I find interesting about these type of speakers, this is 10 years old. I have a JBL speaker that's maybe a year old, and when I connect it to my Nintendo Switch, how about it can't keep up with the input command? So if I'm playing a game like Salt and Sanctuary, and you're swinging the sword or you're fighting a monster, you don't even hear the sound until seconds later, and it's never on time. It's always after you enter a different area. It can't keep up. And that just goes to show that quality, you know, just because you get something that has a better Bluetooth connection or like Bluetooth 5.2 or 5.3, it doesn't mean that all speakers are created equally. This was meant to be able to keep up with voices and background and different things going on. So it's more a professional setting rather than just streaming music and playing videos. But anyway, with that being said, that's how you sync it. Very simplistic, very easy. Let's go over to the next section. You know, it's funny. I'm showing you guys how to sync it, but I highly doubt anyone's going to get the speaker. But you never know. If you find this gem at a pawn shop or something, definitely pick it up. I'll leave it at that. Let's go on to the next section, which is going to be phone calls. So guys, I'm going to call my wife on the speaker to see how clear it is. I'm actually going to do a video call, not video call, but I'm actually going to do a, in fact, I'll do a video call and I'll call her and see if she picks up. Let's see.
Hi, babe.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so just so you know, I'm actually talking to you through the speaker, so I don't want to say anything crazy. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just letting people hear the clarity of the speaker. So just say some random things so they can just hear on your end.
Goodness, it's Monday.
All right, I'll call you after the video. I know you're tired. You want to just go back to sleep, and I just talk to you when you wake up?
Yeah, I'm about to go to sleep.
All right, love you. Get some rest.
Love you too.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. All right, guys, so as you can see, I did a video call. It works very, very well, believe it or not. The clarity was good, and the volume that you heard was actually full volume. So obviously, if you're at a speaker conference call, the people around you are able to hear you. Now, I did pull it up closer because I don't really do phone calls on this, so I just wanted to make sure that everything was good with the speaker. When I placed it back down, I wanted you guys to be able to hear it clearly. So hopefully that audio wasn't too loud in your ear. Now, like I said before, it worked very well with different sounds. If you play music, different things, it works pretty good. I was actually very, very surprised. As a matter of fact, let me go to a file manager, right? And I'm going to play a song for you guys. I'm actually going to play some music and show you how well it works. So let me go to something that I made some time ago, right? No, God, no, not that one. It's a remix of that. Let me pull that up. So give me a second. I know it's taking forever. Here we go. How clear that is. It's funny how you can actually use this for music. Most people probably wouldn't think about that. But yeah, technically this has 15 hours of just listening time for music, podcasting, whatever you want to use it for. But realistically, obviously conference calls is what it's really for, phone calls. All right, the beat's about to drop. It doesn't have much bass, but I'm gonna show you how clear it is. Right? Matter of fact, what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to actually go to audio and I'm going to go to some YouTube friendly music. This is something that I made a long time ago. But let me go to YouTube. Do I have YouTube music on here? I might not. Unfortunately, I don't think I have it. Oh no. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have it. I thought I had the YouTube music folder. Apparently I don't. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show you, but that's okay. But I'm going to play something that has heavier bass so you guys can get an idea of just how clear this is. This is actually the intro to my secondary channel. You know something funny? I could turn this all the way up. Is that all the way up? Yep. It's how loud it gets. Not bad, right? So, you know, all in all, I was surprised, man. I was very, very surprised about how good the speaker was. Granted, you know, because it's so old, it's not worth anything anymore. Like when I looked online, I wanted to see if it was still being sold. It wasn't on Amazon, so I couldn't find it. So when I typed it into Google, it said $189. I'm like, seriously? Some said $300 and something. So I don't know what the original price was, but it's not sold anymore. They made newer models, probably better call quality, things like that, obviously within a 10-year span. But even if you have something this old, it still sounds very, very good. And like I always say to people, listen, just because you get the newest thing doesn't mean that companies put their most into the newest thing. It just means that it's the newest thing. That's it. But anywho, let's wrap this video up and talk about, is this worth purchasing? Or if you happen to find it used, is it worth it? Simply put, this is a wonderful speaker. I have no intention of ever getting rid of it. It does the job. Sure, it's hideous looking when you look at it, especially with all the speakers you can get nowadays, but it still has a little charm to it. You have 15 hours of battery life, which is more than a lot of wireless speakers. It has decent bass, which is really for conference calls, not music and gaming and things like that. Before I use it for, I'm going to use it strictly for my Nintendo Switch on my computer desk while connected to the monitor. And then when I turn the switch off, it goes automatically back to my PC. So it's very, very convenient, extremely convenient. I happen to luck out with a $5 bin at a pawn shop that I frequent, and look at the condition it's in. It's practically in perfect condition. That's why I say you could tell when people take care of things because they're built to last. It's like when an old person drives a car and they got 20,000 miles in the last 10 years on it. Yeah, you can buy that. I'm pretty sure they took care of it. But anyway, to answer the question, is it worth it? Back then, this was probably worth it. I can't tell you what other speakers were out 10 years ago because back around that time, I was still buying products and just using them and telling people about them, but I wasn't reviewing them on YouTube. And that's one of the biggest regrets I have, is that I didn't start YouTube early. What I will also say is if you happen to find this at a pawn shop, if you happen to find this at an antique shop, it's an antique shop. If you happen to find this somewhere where you just happen to just be like, oh, it's a speaker, this is random, and you pick it up, you turn it around and it says Logitech p710e, pick that bad boy up and buy it and keep it for yourself. It's a wonderful speaker. Now, what I got to do is get to work. I totally forgot to clock in. It is what it is. I'll just clock in late. But at the end of the day, I like it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to keep it. And I'm glad I came across it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Retro Tech. Anyway, like and subscribe like always. And I will see you guys in the next video.